I'm not sure.
Oh wait, I don't think I ran the ad.
Jump in, boys.
We're live, guys.
Well, we're live on Twitch right now.
And on YouTube.
GM, what's good, people? It is currently 30 minutes past 5 p.m. UK time, Sunday the 3rd of May 2026. And for live Sunday call. Everyone.
Bing, bang, bosh.
Bro, I don't know how or why, but I have been logged out of the trading view. Do you know the details, or would be able to send it in our group chat?
I'm just gonna read it out live right now. So the password is.
Yeah. Tell me the password right now on live.
Got you guys.
I can't do TA. That's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna call Mateus. Where's Mateus now? Everybody watching the replay, just to get the first few minutes.
Call has been forwarded to voice.
God damn. How am I gonna get in this? How am I gonna do technical analysis? Right. Let me try logging on a different trading view. I think it's gonna be the free version. Pardon me. Pardon me again.
2 indicators at a time, come on.
Bro, last night was Humsey's send-off, and it was a mad one. I won't talk about it too much on the line, obviously. But yeah, we ended up in Leeds, bro. I'm in Leeds right now.
You're in Leeds.
Yeah, it's a long story, bro. It is a long story. Right. How do I log in? Come on, man.
I sent out my invites. We're streaming, guys. Come on. If you open the Twitch, you can see a donation button. We're trying to get what we're trying to save up for. We're trying to open a communal Pengu Long.
Man said communal, you know.
So
okay, actually, no, I'm back in. Right, let me just check what I just did live on YouTube. I'm just gonna check YouTube via my phone. Make sure everything's streaming. Then we don't get started. Let's have a look. I'll type in Mycelink on YouTube. I'm just gonna jump in on my phone.
it's there.
Say hello, camera. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. People, it's currently 17 minutes past 5 p.m. UK time. Sunday, the 3rd of May 2026. For those watching this live, just skip the first few minutes. Welcome to another amazing episode of Mycelink Sundays. This is a free weekly webinar covering everything from macro, meme coins, crypto futures, stocks, including but not limited to. Also, my wife, Halima, likes to do a health and wealth meditation section, and then Mateus often does a dev section. We don't know where our dev is right now. It's great. Nothing in this video is financial advice. We do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. If you are looking for financial and/or legal services, get in touch with Mycelink. DM us on Instagram. That's probably the best way to reach us, and we will put you in connection with T-Boy Ninja T, aka Fadlan, and let's get started. Voice join the voice. I'm back. All right, so you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Why does YouTube like recommend this shit? I'm not interested in this content. Anyway, to get in with the Mycelink community, best place to go is instagram.com/Mycelink. In our Instagram, you will find, I can't see it right now, but you'll basically find our bio, our link tree, which basically links to everything. So I'll show you guys real quick for the newbies, and then I'll get started properly. So Mycelink, instagram.com/Mycelink, and you click the link in the bio, and the link in the bio will bring you to everything that you need. You have the link to the server. You've got the link to our centralized exchange of choice, Stratsbit units, because it's non-KYC. And you've got the YouTube, the X, and the Twitch. And we stream this on Sundays, 5 p.m. UK time. Check your time zones. Replays and live on Twitch. As you can see, we're partnered with one of the biggest whales on Bit Unix, is a guy called Annie, aka Cash Out Crypto. He always sends in the fire, ultra mega degenerate high leverage scalps, and he uses cross margin, where I myself on Ninja's channel like to just do with size. I've recently opened up 2 huge longs. Well, obviously they're huge by my definition. Everyone has their interpretation. I'm currently like nearly $5,000 in longs on Aerodrome and Pengu. Bear in mind that I own these assets on spot, and I basically took from my war chest and sold. So as I show here, I originally sold 200,000 Pengu, and then did the 3x long, as I'll show you guys. Yeah, so what did I say recently on the voice chat? So since last week, so last week was the 26th, yeah, I literally said last week on Sunday, been quiet, just sizing a huge swing, sold 200k Pengu spot for 1.73k and did a 3x Pengu long. Admittedly, I kind of pussied out and took my profits off the table, and I was trying to be smart and buy back in at a lower price, and I ended up buying up, not buying down. So I should have just stayed in the long, but to compensate, I sold another 100,000 Pengu, and now I'm in a 4x long. Huge confluence with the Pengu community. We've got Solana tweeting, everybody loves Pengu. We've got Trust Wallet tweeting Pengu. I think this is absolutely inevitable, and I think Pengu has one of the best risk to reward returns in the market. To just start off with the Pengu shill. A future strategy that I'm trying to implement now, especially as a long-term spot holder, is I like to take from my war chest and then basically long or short try to increase my asset. I did that with Bitcoin in the not so distant past. Now I'm doing it with Aero and Pengu. So take those trade ideas for what you want. I'm gonna go to the real world real quick and then just show you stuff from my professor. Give it a second. Oh, come on, man. What? 1 second, guys. I just start sharing my screen. Because I don't know why. It's not working. Failed to connect. Getting all the problems today. Why is this the case? Give me a second, guys. My bad. I don't know. I don't know why I can't log in right now. I do not know why I can't log in.
Are you trying to get to university.com?
Huh? I'm trying to get into the real world, bro.
I I
I'm
think I
trying to
can.
show. I'm trying to show. Huh?
I can log in for you, bro.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait, wait. You
I'm
know
in.
what? I think I'm logged in on my phone. Give me one sec, guys, because there's some really good consultants. One second. Let me jump in. Let me just. Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. Yo, can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. Right. So. Okay, this is what I want to show you from my professor. Couple excerpts. So, there's an excerpt from Monday. I'm just going to show over some of his data sets that he shared, and there's also portfolio signals. Okay, so short-term 1 month duration of crypto recovery almost entirely dependent on the state of oil. Higher equals worse for crypto. We want to see the war end so oil can fall risk and assets rise. The bottom is basically it. Medium term 1 to 3 months, high volatility, low returns in most asset classes on watch taking the Fed chair until his policies are clearly communicated. Momentum has shifted at a high level from gold to BTC, which is good for crypto. Gold will probably continue to perform okay while in a range, but will not experience any more parabolic moves. Gold will probably continue to perform okay while in a range, but will not experience any more parabolic moves. This is a very big statement. Let's go to gold. Change over to and just make it 111 layout setup. Boom. All right, cool. Okay, so yeah, parabolic moves being these kind of moves here, like this. That's huge, right?
Can't see
And then
screen.
moves like this. Oh, you can't see. My bad. My bad. Okay, you can see my screen. Stop sharing. Do share screen. Share entire screen. Okay. Okay, you guys can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
You can see my trading view, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So yeah, basically these kind of moves here, Professor Adam doesn't expect to be happening in in the next few quarters. What I actually think gold will do is that I mean I can see 2 higher lows right here, so I actually expect. What's the drawing tool? Don't know what the drawing tool is on the phone, but that's fine. You can see 2 high lows here, and I think we're going to go sideways or pull back. This is really important because even if we even if we do not invest in gold, it's important to know whatever asset class that you invest or trade in. It's important to pay attention to other asset classes just to kind of understand and feel out the capital rotation of money. That's literally it. I don't touch gold. I don't trade gold. I don't own any gold. But it's important for me to know the price of gold and specifically the BTC gold ratio, which now stands at 17 ounces of gold per 1 BTC. As this climbs, obviously it means that Bitcoin's outperforming gold because it's costing more and more Bitcoins to buy gold, right? So Longer term, 3 to 12 months. We'll monitor the liquidity situation beyond Q1, need more data, most likely bearish due to wash and war. I believe it's actually changes a consensus since actually. But I just wanted to read some excerpts from the rest of this week. ISM cyclical analysis suggests crypto returns can still be competitive. But what does it mean by the ISM? By the ISM is this one here. The United States Purchasing Managers Index, as we can see here, that the past 4 lines are basically in line with a euphoria in the bull markets, and as we can see, we're still breaking out 52.7. The number that we really want to cross, the parabolic move, I believe, is around 55. Financial catastrophe is actually playing out. We might get some variation of slow motion bazooka. So that's the money printer. The fiscal situation in the USA is terrible and getting worse at an accelerated pace. This will require extreme levels of soft default monetization. Extremely bullish for inflation hedge against BTC over the next couple of years. Blah, 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 blah. 2026 to 2028, markets will be fundamentally bullish as the debt crisis in the USA picks up speed. More debt monetization equals higher crypto prices. For the rationale supporting these conclusions, please scroll up, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there's a website called Hyperdash. And it shows the opinions of cohorts and groups of people from different PNLs, from those who are extremely profitable, making $1 million plus, those who are very profitable, making 100K to 1 mil, profitable, anything up to 100K, unprofitable, very, very profitable, and people who are basically wrecked. I'm sorry, my bad. I clicked off. Bloody hell, where? Sorry, this is just because I can't log in on my laptop, so been through that. Okay, so right, I'm gonna have a look at the trend probability indicator in a second. I just want to see if there's any excerpts. Very important to read. Skip that. Okay. Okay, setting off at the highest levels, things look pretty good from a risk-seeking standpoint. BTC and ETH are still nowhere near their full potential. The DXY is falling, so that's the strength of the dollar. Have a look at this real quick. As you can see, dollar peaked here, and this is a good downtrend, a good long-term downtrend for the dollar. And we seem to still be following that, so that's good. And even GS is still bullish. So this is basically Goldman Sachs prediction for the S&P 500. And according to their prediction, they believe the S&P 500 is going to end this year at least 7,600, according to this model. S&P 500 roaring all-time highs right now is at 7230. Let me look at S&P 500 real quick. Wow. The highest it's ever been in human history. And no one's going crazy yet. These gains have to be recycled in crypto. They have to. You've got to be patient. Macroeconomic environment right now is strongly positive. Ignore this. That's me. AI power 24-hour forecast, 90% probability of upside, supported by 6-month growth in the next 6 months. So that's positive for the next 2 quarters. We have a lot of liquidations to the upside. BTC heat map liquidation on the 6 months. Starting to grow thick liquidations towards 100K plus. Obviously, I'm not ruling out the idea that, you know, there could be a black swan event. We could get a crash. Oh man, so I'm not reading from here. Okay, so sell side pressure, long-term on momentum is starting to come down. Looks very similar to the COVID crash, in my opinion. Other aggregate indicators support this is a fundamental increase in strength. Okay. Okay, I understand. The basic theory is that when the red crosses up, I mean, these two were easy bottom signals, right? March 2020 and November 2022. I'm unsure what he means exactly from here. It's not so clear to me. It's basically saying the sell side pressure is getting to the point where there needs to be bullish momentum. That's what I take away. So on-chain indicators, trend, yes, it looks like to me the trend strength on average is there in the short term and had a massive amount of potential to increase over the medium term, the chop index. So basically, this is the chop index, which you can get on charts.checkonchain.com. When this reaches these peaks, see these peaks here, often, the peak of the choppiness, as the choppiness index falls, assets typically trend harder, either towards the upside or the downside, because choppiness is not to do with the direction. It's not to do with up or down. Choppiness just means sideways. So the choppiness index is very high. That means price is more choppy. Price is more sideways. When the choppiness index goes down, it doesn't mean that the asset is likely to go up or down, but it means that the asset is likely to trend either in up or down. So it's basically saying we're coming out of the choppiness index, and of course, Professor Adam has a bullish bias. Like I mentioned yesterday, one of the key points about where this market is sitting is at the junction of the short-term holder cost basis. Expect volatility here as we see how many people are willing to sell, how many are willing to buy. Bulls attacking, bears defending, who will win. You can see here that we're just about to cross the short-term holder. I forgot what MVRV stands for, but short-term holder just means people holding Bitcoin for 155 days or less. Everyone is about break-even right now. This is very good. This is basically the edge of sentiment typically changing. Liquidation momentum at a high level is supported, so I think there's a big factor which will allow it to continue. Again, these kind of 1-year liquidation heat maps pointing towards the upside. The most recent previous false positive had none of the broad drivers the current rally has, except maybe a few super high time frame supporting points from the trend probability indicator. I will go into that in a second. P&L momentum is positive, its state is positive, and it's more positive than the previous fake out as well. The rally from derivative standpoints also continues to be super healthy and amazingly supportive. We used to have wet dreams about this type of environment. Right. Okay. The fact that funding rates are really low means that the market right now is not betting with leverage, so it's a spot-driven rally. Typically, when the red, it goes from red to green, that's when it usually flips into majorly bullish. Okay, so 42 Macro by Darius Dale, which are an institutional grade research company, they post something called the VAMS range, where it's basically a range of where they think price will float between, and also direction. And basically, the confluence is bullish on both Bitcoin and Ethereum, and this is from an institutional grade information investing company. Okay. Obviously, the time left for it to close this short-term gap is pretty scary. Not much time left, but the analysis has been directionally correct in forward testing, just not proportionally yet. Look at where the inflection point was. It was the bottom to a bullseye. I think the conjunctive liquidity, ROC analysis, and liquidity anomalous trend analysis is a major key. So basically, what Professor Adam is saying is, and you can clearly see this by three charts, right? The S&P 500, the VT, all the money in the stock market, 150. Oh my God, there's $151 trillion in stocks right now. This quarter alone, there's been 20 trillion injected in the stock market. S&P 500 ripping and NASDAQ ripping even more, right? Like, it's not stopping. Obviously, there can be a correction and sideways, but we can even live in a world where this takes a pulse back to hit and crypto still goes up because it's that much money in capital rotation markets. A few more excerpts from Adam. Second. A lot of Adam today. Okay, let's read this excerpt there. The bottom is in. Send it. This was one of my signals along. The bottom is in. Send it. High volatility, low returns in most asset classes. Remember, Kevin Walsh is taking over the Fed. I believe Jerome Powell had his last day recently, or is about to. Blah, 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 blah. Now, let's read portfolio signals for the past week. So, 26th. All right. Portfolio signals. Right. So, as of the 26th, last week, all in BTC. All in BTC on Monday. All in BTC on Tuesday. All in BTC on Wednesday. Then, boom, Thursday, 33% in Doge. 33% in Doge. 33% in Doge. 33% in Doge. Let's have a look at the charts. I'm going to go back to the computer. One sec. Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's go to some TA. We'll go over some tweets. Okay, so right, so I just want to iterate, right? I want to iterate why we're very bullish on crypto. This is all the money in the global stock market. All-time high. All the money in the S&P 500, all-time high. All the money in NASDAQ, all-time high. All the money in the US 30, not quite all-time high, so this means some companies are lagging, including but not limited to Microsoft. The Russell 2000, the 2,000 smallest stocks in America, all-time high right now. Apple's going back to all-time high. Microsoft is recovering. By the way, this is the easiest long of all time. This is the easiest, like, if you got size, Microsoft easiest long of all time. Okay, Nvidia taking a pullback. I think we'll retest to 164. So look at oil. Don't know where oil's gonna go. I do see we made a higher low. I mean a lower high here. So I do expect this to retest down, maybe to here. Copper gold ratio. This is very interesting. Very interesting because it seems like this is the price of copper. This is sorry. This is copying the price of gold, right? See, when this happened, this is the previous like huge bull market. When it cost more. In fact, look at these 4 lines. These are the previous 4 euphoric rallies. Obviously being squeezed out in time, but this is going to turn around at some point. I think the silver high is, silver's coming down with gold. Same with platinum. Let's have a look at all the money in crypto right now. This is actually very beautiful on the weekly time frame. If I just do some basic technicals, let's get the RSI. Look at that. Come on, man. Come on, come on, man. 2-week RSI, bro. Look at that. You telling me it's not gonna snap through? Add the MACD as well. Oh, come on, man. Come on, it's textbook, man. You can't go short on me. All right, let me tell you what can happen. What can happen is we get a Black Swan event here, and then we wick to here. But it's not. The likelihood is that we're going up. That's what my opinion is. We're way likely to go up. Right, all the money in crypto minus Bitcoin. Guys, there's only $1 trillion in crypto outside of Bitcoin. How crazy is that? There's been tens of trillions of dollars pumped to the stock market in the past, in Q2 alone. But there is only 1 trillion in crypto. Just one. When you take away Bitcoin, there's only 1 trillion in crypto. 2.5 trillion market cap, but 1.5 is BTC. Right? Minus Bitcoin and Ethereum and stablecoins, there is only $438 billion in crypto. Bitcoin looks absolutely fantastic. ETH looks fantastic. ETH BTC ratio is still meandering. So what I think is going to happen is I think Bitcoin is going to lead the way. I don't think it's quite altcoin season yet. We had this run up here, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's altcoin season." And then obviously here, October 2025, we had the big liquidation event. We've been declining since. I'm not sure when this is turning around, but only when this turns around is when it's going to be altcoin season. So monitoring that, I don't have a consensus why. Bitcoin dominance is still winning. I think Bitcoin dominance needs to maybe test all-time high here at 66% before coming down. Understand that when this comes down, that's when altcoin season is. There's 2 charts you need to understand where there's going to be altcoin season. It's the ETH BTC ratio, the price of Ethereum in Bitcoin. When this starts going up, as in it costs more Bitcoins to buy Ethereum, that's altcoin season. And when this goes down, when a smaller percentage of the market is BTC, and right now 60% of the market is Bitcoin. I have a huge bet on Aerodrome, obviously. This is looking absolutely beautiful. I actually think that Aerodrome is like a leveraged play on the Coinbase stock. So I kind of see Aerodrome as like the decentralized Coinbase. See, these are my own kind of like weird theses. Right, let's just compare these 2 charts together. I'm huge on comparing price against each other. So I'm just going to compare this coin, compare it to Aero. Let's see how similar these things actually are. We'll go to the weekly time frame. Maybe I'm just like convinced about something that's not true. But in my head, at least fundamentally, okay, kind of peaks together, kind of drops together. I mean, it's really not 1 for 1, but I just see everything picking up around the same time. Like if we take this high here, okay, approximate same highs, right? Like whatever. We'll go to like 11th of August, right? So let me just make that thick. All right, so these are like around the same time, 11th of August. 28th of June. So what? Who's counting a couple of weeks, and then on Aero you're gonna clear 200% all-time high, and on Coin you're gonna clear like 118. So yeah, understand that things in the crypto world and a lot of things in the tech world move together. So yeah, that's my theory on Aerodrome. It's the biggest decentralized liquidity provider on the base chain. Of course, Pengu is like the trade of the century that I'm in right now. Yeah, I'm in a 4x long. Obviously, I'm careful about my liquidation, which is like around here. And if we go down, you know, I'll double down. But guys, the way you're gonna make a lot of money in this market this year, for sure, or almost for sure, is by putting in what relative to your net worth is good size. So let's say you've got 1K to your name. Good size is like £200, right? If you have 10K to your name, good size is 1 to 2K. In positions with where you have a good amount of money and a range, and you put in anything from 2 to 4x leverage whilst managing your position. I'll make it really easy for you guys to understand, right? I'll do it on BTC. Like, what is the chances of Bitcoin going down to 35K? Basically, almost zero is the answer. Almost impossible is the answer, right? So this would be a liquidation price on the 2x long on BTC around here. This is basically impossible. Right? I don't think Bitcoin's ever going to go there. So rather than buy spot Bitcoin, you could do 2x long. And then at all-time high, you'll make 120% instead of 60%. You could even then be smart and then cash out into dollars and then maybe short a little bit and then actually buy BTC. Obviously, that's more complicated. What else have I got my eye on? Let's have a look at Doge real quick. Okay, this is very interesting indeed. This is very interesting. Obviously, we've got Professor Adam in the past few days allocating to Doge. He must know something. He must know something special because it's a lot for Adam to switch to a meme coin. Let's not forget the Doge went from here to here. That is very quick. That's a 5x in September, October, November, December, in like 3 months. That's insane. Would I? Let's just compare Doge and Pengu. This would be a bit interesting, wouldn't it? I feel like Pengu's done more from the bottom. Yeah, Pengu's done like 86%. Dogecoin's done like 19%. I don't want to fumble my Pengu long though, but this Doge entry would be nicer. But I'm gonna stick to my Pengu. If Dogecoin pumps, Pengu's gonna pump. Pengu's been leading the way, so I guess I'm riding momentum. Besides that, as I said, Tesla. I'm gonna keep repeating myself when it comes to assets a lot of the times because sometimes you guys forget, or sometimes we get new viewers. But I've been saying Tesla, Microsoft for ages with regards to easy stocks to buy, and the real easy stock is MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy on a 3x long. I don't think it's going to go back here. It's a lot of money, man. It's like 5x. All right, I'm going to leave my section here. I feel like I'm gone on for a while. I don't really want to go into meme coins right now. Halima, are you sorry, Chryso Mateus. We're in Leeds right now, and we actually need to get off back to Manchester soon. So I'm gonna let Halima do her part next. That's okay, and then we'll just tune in via when we get in the car for Chryso Mateus section. Are you ready, love?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mycelink. My name is Halima, and today we're entering a health and wealth meditation. Find a comfortable position. Let your body settle. Let your mind slow down. You are exactly where you need to be. Before we begin, I want you to understand something that will change everything. Wealth is not something you chase. It is not something you earn through exhaustion or prove through struggle. Wealth is a frequency, and your only work right now is to tune into that frequency. Not to figure out the how, not to map out when, just to feel what it feels like to already be there. That feeling is the doorway. Let's walk through together. Close your eyes. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 6. Again, inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. One more. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. And exhale for 6. Beautiful. You're already shifting. Not because anything outside of you changed, because you changed your inner state. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of an ancient forest at twilight. The air is warm and still. The last light filters through the canopy in threads of amber and violet. Beneath your feet, you can sense it, a vast living network of mycelium pulsing with light. This network has been here for centuries, silently connecting, nourishing, transferring resources from abundance to scarcity without hesitation or judgment. Now watch. The mycelium begins to glow. Not just white, but gold, emerald green, deep violet, sapphire, all the colours of wealth as it materializes in the physical world. And you realize this network is not only beneath you, it runs through you. Every cell in your body is a node in this infinite web of prosperity. When someone in Lagos closes a deal, you feel it ripple through. When someone in Seoul makes their first crypto trade, the network hums. When someone in Sao Paulo breaks a family poverty cycle, your own wealth expands because abundance is not a competition. It is a shared frequency. This is the Mycelink truth. We are not separate. We are not competing. We are one vast organism of collective abundance. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Now, before we go further, I want I want to invite you into something different. Most of us have been taught that wealth comes from action, from hustling, from finding the right opportunity at the right time, from figuring out the how and the when and the where. But what if your work right now is simpler than that? What if your only job in this moment is to feel what prosperity feels like before any condition has changed? Not to plan it, not to strategize it, but just to feel it. So let's try. Stay with me. What does it feel like to be prosperous? What does it feel like to be wealthy? It feels like ease. Say that softly to yourself. Ease. It feels like freedom. No heaviness, no scarcity gripping your chest. It feels like waking up and knowing everything is handled. Can you feel the ease in your body, in your cells? Can you feel the calm and the ease in your body? It feels like fun, like lightness, like something beautiful. Ease, freedom, fun, and fullness. You feel calm, like you're floating on a cloud. No conditions needed to change for you to access this feeling. Nothing had to happen. No one had to pay you. No deal had to close. You found this frequency on your own. And this is the most powerful financial move you will ever make. Now that you're holding this feeling, welcome everyone to the receptive mode. Ideas begin to arrive, not from panic, not from FOMO, but from clarity. The right thought, right time. The inspiration that wakes you at dawn and won't let go. That is how wealth moves. Feeling first, then thought, then manifestation. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Now imagine your ancestors gathering behind you. Not just 2 or 3 generations. Go back further, centuries. See them. Farmers, traders, healers, warriors, dreamers, and survivors. They didn't have the tools you have. They couldn't see what you can see, but they carried something forward through impossible odds. A spark, a will, a refusal to be extinguished. That spark lives in your DNA right now. Feel your hands holding their hands. Feel yourself united. They are not watching you. They are working through you. Every smart move you make, they celebrate. Every risk you take with wisdom, they take with you. Every Satoshi you accumulate, every portfolio you build, it is their dream manifesting through your hands. Now shift forward. see your descendants, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. They are living in homes you secured, starting businesses with your capital, traveling to places you opened for them, and making choices not because they have to survive, but because they want to thrive. You are the bridge. You are the link, the turning point. This is not pressure. This is purpose. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. And out for 7. Repeat these words after me. I am a wealth creator in a digital renaissance. My decisions create legacy, not just income. I move with precision, not panic, not FOMO, only strategy. The market does not scare me. I study it, I respect it, and I ride it. Hold what deserves to be held. I release what needs to be released. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Repeat after me. My wealth uplifts my family, my community, and my network. I am not greedy. I am responsible for creating abundance. Every setback is a recalibration. Every dip is our opportunity. I trust my intuition as deeply as I trust the data. Fear is information, not instruction. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Repeat after me. I am patient with compounding and bold with conviction. Through Mycelink, I am never alone in this journey. Okay, now bring awareness to your body right now. Starting at the crown of your head, imagine golden light pouring into your brain. This is abundance. This abundance is pouring into your brain right now. Can you feel it? This golden energy flows to your third eye, sharpening your vision, your foresight, your ability to see opportunities others miss. The golden light goes down to your throat. You speak wealth in existence. Your words carry authority. Your voice commands rooms. Now into your heart. You feel gratitude for what is coming, as if it's already arrived, because emotionally it has. Now down to your solar plexus, your power center, where you decide, where you act, where you hold your ground. The golden light pours into your sacral space, creativity, flow, magnetic attraction. You are a magnet for aligned abundance. Down through your roots, grounded, stable, unmovable. Diamond hands are not a meme, they are your nature. This golden light flows through your legs into the earth, connecting back to the mycelium network beneath you. You are a living circuit of wealth. Energy in, energy out, always flowing, always abundant. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. I want you to experience something beautiful, a memory from the future. It is 5 years from now. You are sitting somewhere extraordinary, wherever your heart has always wanted to be. You are looking at your portfolio, your assets, your life, and you are smiling. Not because you're surprised, because you knew. You've always knew. You remember this moment right now as the moment you locked in, the moment you stopped doubting, stopped hesitating, and stopped playing small. Don't try to figure out how you got there. Just feel what it feels like to be there. Ease, freedom, fun, and fullness. Your family is taken care of. Your mind is at peace and your legacy is secured. Here is what you know with absolute certainty. It was not luck. It was not a miracle. It was a decision, and you decided. You kept deciding every single day. That future is not waiting for you. It's calling you forward. It's pulling you into alignment. Feel that pull right now. Let it move through your whole body. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3 seconds. And exhale for 7. Place both hands over your heart. Feel the warmth. Feel the rhythm. This is the life force moving through you. This is the most powerful technology you possess. Not your phone, not your hardware wallet. This, your beating heart. Your living consciousness. Your ability to feel your way into the life you are building. Repeat after me aloud or silently. I am the wealth I seek. I am the change I create. I am the ancestor my future honors. I move with wisdom, I build with purpose, and I hold with conviction. The network flows through me. The legacy starts with me. I am ready, I am worthy, I am sovereign. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Inhale for 5. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. Inhale for 5. Hold for 3. and exhale for 10 seconds. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your shoulders back. Gently blink your eyes open. Notice how you feel grounded, clear, powerful, and connected. This frequency, this is your new baseline. You do not have to chase it again. You have already activated it and it lives within you. And every time you return to this feeling, this ease, this freedom, this fullness, you are making the most important investment of your life. Welcome back and welcome to Mycelink. Thank you.
Thank you very much, love.
Ready. Prizo and Mateus.
Hello. Oh, Mateus, we can't hear you, so I think you need to leave and join back. Do you want me to? I don't know what's happening with Mateus, but I'm gonna do my bit then. Right, yo guys. Right. So whilst Mateus is sorting out his stuff, give me just a sec so I can sort out the not only the screen share as well as the stream, so you can see my thing. You know. Give me a sec, guys. There you go. Oh, Mateus, I think we can hear you now. Do you wanna do your part or?
I was just going to briefly just go over some updates that I made, bro. I wasn't going to do anything major.
Alright, okay. No worries.
It's you,
It's up to you, really, man. Feel free, you got the floor, but can you guys see my screen? Just to check.
Yes.
Okay, great. Right. So obviously we've had a crazy few weeks, or crazy week. You know, we've been pumping non-stop. There you go. Right. Yeah, we've just kind of been ripping. Personally, right. Hate to disagree with Ninja, and you know what, I don't even disagree really. Like, I think the base is there, you know, for us to go. But obviously I've got a few things. Just quite if you look at this liquidation map, you know, there's a lot.
Guys, we recommend everyone. We encourage everyone in Mycelink to be a sovereign individual. So we can have the difference of opinions.
Yeah, and I think it's really
So
good.
yeah, don't feel bad, bro. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, I think it's really good to also, you know, just be careful, because everything can happen in the markets. It really goes to show that, you know, you should definitely always do your own research alongside, you know, your own trades. So, yeah, so if you can look at this liquidation map, right, there's a lot of liquidity down there, a lot of liquidity to be tapped into. And it's not unusual for the markets to completely blast us all the way down when we think we're about to run. Alright? it happens. This is market manipulation, right? The system is against us, guys. So be careful, yeah, right? Be very careful. Uh, if you are gonna enter longs, remember what Ninja said was right. Bitcoin won't go to 30K. All right, that just won't happen. There's too many countries, too many people, yeah, way too many people bought in, right? You also mentioned that people are mainly buying in spot, right? Because for futures traders like me, it is a dangerous zone to be entering along, just because we're technically at the top of the range, right? So the time for me to enter along was for 65K, where it was very clear that there was a great long opportunity there, right? We could have caught that all the way up here, caught massive, um, several hundred X% on 100X leverage, right? So yeah, with high leverage, definitely not a good idea to long. If you're gonna DCA, you can definitely enter, but yeah, definitely you're gonna, if there is a possibility you're gonna be DCAing all the way down to 60K, just because we're still in a bear market, guys. Don't forget that the market is not, it's not where, it's not in a nice shape overall. We're in a bear market, so anything is possible. And personally, how I see it, if we're looking at just a bit of price action, let me turn off some of these indicators. All right, we're testing this. We're testing this top. This 78K zone, 79K. We really want to hit 80K. And yeah, there is liquidity there. If we're gonna hit it, we're gonna come back down from it. You know what I mean? We're gonna reflect off it, unless you got, I don't know, Michael Saylor just pumps a random bunch into Bitcoin. So yeah, historically also there's something to note. In May, historically, let me go on a weekly chart. Right, every year in May, usually we have a dump. If the whole chart will show. Oh wait, this is the whole chart. Yeah. Um, it's crazy to think Bitcoin hasn't really been going that long, but this is the BitUnix chart anyways. So yeah, so last year in May, which was, we had a pretty mediocre month, right? So it wasn't crazy, and then we had the June blast, right? But the year before that, February, March, April. Where is this? April, May. Right, yeah. The year before that, it was red. Then the year before that, to be honest, there's not really that much samples. Like Bitcoin is relatively new, but yeah, May is usually red from what people have been saying. But it's very possible that we're gonna have a green month. And also, if we look at the 1 week, like we're on an uptrend. It's like a confirmed uptrend. If there's anywhere for it to slow down, it might be now. Go slightly lower, right? But I do think it's still gonna be uptrend. You know what I mean? I personally think we're gonna be hitting a 65K, right? Mostly 61K. Maybe retest that zone, and then we're gonna continue going up. I think it's perfect right now. That the space is perfect, and if we retest that zone, it really leaves like undeniable like evidence we're gonna go up, blast that, and then along with that, obviously Bitcoin dominance is a thing, so everything else should go up on its way, right? Remember the bet. Ninja's in on this, and I agree with it. Pengu is a great long. So is MicroStrategy, because they own so much Bitcoin, right? So yeah, 500 or whatever. How much is that? That's a lot. This one's good, just because they own Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like they don't own Bitcoin. I mean, like they own most of the supply right now. They own so much. From the previous high, it was 200%, so that's 2x. Yeah, on 2x leverage, that's 400%. 3x leverage, that's 600. 4x, that's 800%. I mean, do you think, guys? That's definitely one of them to look into, as well as Pengu, because yeah, once we pump this chart, guys. But yeah, personally, I do think we're gonna go down, right? Just because there's so much liquidity to be grabbed, right? And the market's gonna play us all, right? Especially when everyone's thinking we're about to rip. Something I would do want to mention: the difference between Professor Adam and someone I watch who is let me pull him up. Matthew CBN, right? This guy, he's such a bear. Like, that's the awful to say, but like, the guy is like he thinks we're gonna go down pretty much, and he called it last time that we went down from 85k to 65k, like 20k dip. Come on, guys. And everyone else was mega bullish, including me, right? And that's when I started to pay attention to him, right? Which is, too sorry, too late, but still, better late than never, right? And he actually just posted an hour ago, right? So this is so relative to us, so we're gonna watch this together on speed.
Bitcoin is currently hovering just below $79,000 as we head into the new week. Now, this should be a massive week for the markets because the US is currently reviewing Iran's ceasefire proposal, and we are getting labor market data this week. Michael Saylor may also be buying some more Bitcoin. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, take a look at the Bitcoin price action. And you can see that last week we pumped into the weekly close, and then we ultimately had a rejection after sweeping just above the 79.4K highs. Now, over the course of the week, Bitcoin dropped all the way down to $74,900. And you'll notice I have the levels marked on the chart because it front ran a level that I was considering to go long, which unfortunately I didn't. You can see here that $74,770 on the Bybit perpetual chart was a key level that I was looking for us to go ahead and sweep before considering going long. The next key level that I had highlighted in my community was also the value area high of the existing range, providing a pretty decent longing opportunity if we were to tap into it, which of course we didn't. Now, my trades are as follows. I am still shorting Bitcoin, and I am also still shorting Tau. Nothing has changed from my overall trading perspective. However, there is a lot to discuss in today's video going into the new week because there is a chance here that we continue to sweep some liquidity on both sides before Bitcoin makes its next big move. So, as I discussed earlier, Iran sent their proposal to the US, and Trump came out and said, I will be reviewing the plan that Iran has sent to us, but can't imagine that it would be acceptable in that they have not yet paid a big enough price for what they have done to humanity and the world over the last 47 years. Now, Trump was also asked about potentially restarting strikes, and he said there is a possibility that that can happen. And more importantly, the reports came out that Iran's proposal to end the war included a three-phase framework centered on a permanent ceasefire, nuclear limits, and a broader regional security arrangement. The first phase would turn the current ceasefire into a full end to hostilities within 30 days under international oversight, alongside gradual reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and non-aggression commitments between Iran, the US, and regional actors. The second phase reportedly includes a 15-year freeze on uranium enrichment, while the third calls for a dialogue with Arab states aimed at building a wider Middle East security framework. Now, Bitcoin is essentially just hovering below $79,000, and we're starting to see some liquidity getting built up on both sides. This is a 24-hour time frame, and it's quite hard to tell where the price action could take us next because...
Just want to give my opinion on the ball. All right, personally, right, conspiracies and all that stuff aside, right, whatever Trump says is very, very influential on the markets, and I think the guy knows that by now. So, and obviously there's been a lot of insider trading rumors going about, some pretty crazy evidence, but yeah, so be careful because whatever Trump says, guys can even nuke or make the market, so just be wary. I'd say follow him on Truth Social and put them notifications on, right? You can always trade in news, but be careful. I personally, try to avoid trading news, or you can just watch what happens, right? But with leverage, be careful, guys. Be careful. Yeah.
There is some liquidity built up all the way to just below $80,000 if we consider the higher liquidity zones, and then all the way down to just below $77,500. I would find it hard to believe that we're not going to sweep out both of these sides, but this is more local price action. I know a lot of you tune into the channel to see what I think could be happening next over the course of the next few months, and if you've been following me, you know that I still think Bitcoin will be headed lower over the course of this year. The only thing is, there is some higher liquidity to the upside that we must consider. On the 30-day time frame, it's abundantly clear. There is a lot more cumulative long liquidation leverage in the market compared to cumulative short liquidation leverage in the markets. However, you can see there's a massive cluster just below $80,000. I previously alluded to the fact that perhaps Bitcoin doesn't want to go up to $80,000 because it's a level that everyone is expecting. However, if there is tons of high leverage liquidity all the way up to this region, there is a non-negligible chance that we can grab that upside liquidity before the next big move in the markets. Now, I wanted to bring something to your attention before we discuss the labor market data that's coming out this week, and that is the fact that after every new Fed share, Bitcoin has had a significant drop, and we cannot ignore this fact. First, we had Janet Yellen here, where we had essentially, if I remove the magnet from the high to the low, approximately an 85% drop in Bitcoin. This is when she first started. Then we had Jerome Powell's first term, from high to low, Bitcoin effectively...
Okay, this time though, you gotta consider Kevin Walsh is more pro Bitcoin, right? Although he's what's it called, like he's really on it with those conditions and those I don't remember what they're called, but the financial like laws and stuff like that. So yeah, guys on it with that sort of stuff. So who knows? But there is a chance that Kevin Walsh could be a good time for Bitcoin rather than bad ones this time. So who knows?
I think he will be good because he's part of Trump's family. He's married into Trump's family through marriage.
Exactly, and this time, crypto's viewed completely different to what it was viewed last time. It was viewed way more risky as a compared to a crazy financial opportunity, you know. But yeah.
Dropped over 80% again. Then we also had Jerome Powell's second term from the high here to the low. Bitcoin dropped around 60%. So we have to see how the price action develops here. But I would be willing to bet that even with the new Fed chair, Bitcoin will be seeing lower prices on the higher time frames, of course. Now, some of you are lower time frame traders. That's not necessarily my cup of tea. I position myself in a way where I can stand to benefit from both sides of the market. And what I mean by this is, yes, I'm still in a Bitcoin short. Yes, I'm still in a Tau short. However, I do still hold some spot Bitcoin. And if we are to trend a little bit higher before likely moving lower, well, I will simply offload some of my Bitcoin as we head higher and then buy some more as we head lower. And I will try to guide you along the way. Something else that we must keep under consideration is the fact that we are still holding above the bull market support band as it pertains to stablecoin dominance. And so, if stablecoin dominance continues to hold above this level and we don't drop down to this 200-day moving average, well, it would suggest that already the rejection can stem from around this zone. But given the liquidity to the upside, I don't think it's unrealistic to expect Bitcoin to at least grab this liquidity before making its next big move. The only thing that really concerns me at this point in time is that the market really is split 50-50. There's a lot of the most bullish crypto influencers, the ones that were calling for altcoin season for years, are now turning bearish. And as a contrarian trader, that does concern me a little bit, and it does suggest that perhaps Bitcoin can crawl on a little bit higher, turning these guys into bulls, and then we end up rejecting. It's very tricky to navigate this kind of price action at this point in time, but I want to remind you of the bigger picture. If we go to the weekly time frame on Bitcoin, back in 2022, we had a very similar move to the upside before rejecting lower. And so you can see that rallies in bear markets can sustain, and a lot of people will get excited on moves like this, where Bitcoin rallied over 46%. And this time around, if we take a look at the rally for Bitcoin, which we're now looking to close our fifth weekly green candle in a row, it's looking like a pretty significant rally from the bottom to the high here, approximately 33%. So can Bitcoin crawl up a little bit higher? Yes, there is a possibility, but I'm looking to build out my swing short position because I do still think that Bitcoin will be rejected lower over the course of this year and will likely provide some better buying opportunities. And to support my analysis here, there's quite a few charts that I'd like to bring to your attention. First, we have the Bitcoin percentage of supply and loss. You can see here that typically in bear market bottoms, these two levels cross. Then we also have the fact that the Bitcoin balanced and realized price have both not been reached, historically marking bear market bottoms. Right now, at this point in time, the Bitcoin balanced price is below $40,000. However, the Bitcoin realized price is in the mid 50K zone. On top of this, we also have the fact that from all-time high to the 60K low, Bitcoin only dropped just over 50%, which would be absolutely absurd for crypto cycles. Because you can see that previously we've dropped far more. The first cycle being around 93%, the second cycle 85, then 84, then 77, and currently we're sitting at 37% away from all-time high for Bitcoin. I still think that we will likely trend lower over the course of this year, even with a bear market relief rally. Now, we also have the Fear and Greed Index, which is interesting because you can see over the course of this bear market, whenever we've had spikes with the Fear and Greed Index, well, it typically marked local tops for Bitcoin. If we start from all-time high, you can see that the Fear and Greed Index did indeed peak. Then when we dropped lower and had a little bit of a move to the upside, once again, we dropped. And if we take it all the way back to when Bitcoin hit just below $100,000 over the course of this bear market, the Fear and Greed Index did indeed top again, dropping further, and now we're getting a decent move to the upside here. So, has the trend changed for Bitcoin? Not in my opinion. If we go back to my Bitcoin chart here, you can see that we have this 200-day simple moving average dropping lower and lower and lower. And in a bear market, it is indeed possible for us to tap into that level. So, if Bitcoin is to get acceptance above $80,000, that to me would suggest that we can actually have a rally all the way up to around this zone, which I would consider a fantastic shorting opportunity. But at this point in time, if you're not in a trade, it may be wise to simply sit this one out. I am in a short from higher, and I've taken profits on the way down. I will look to add to my existing position if I see the price action that I deem reasonable for a rejection. But at this point in time, you can see here that as liquidity builds up right around this zone, it is not unreasonable for Bitcoin to get another little push to the upside. Either way, I am positioned and I'm content with my overall position in this market. Something else that I discussed at the beginning of the video is the fact that Stretch looks to be ready to buy some more Bitcoin. If you didn't know, this
He's about to explain this, but for you guys that don't know, so this is what allows Michael Saylor to buy more Bitcoin, right? So when this price is over 100, guy's gonna splash out.
is Michael Saylor's Stretch product, and whenever this goes to $100, it effectively gives him the liquidity to buy tons more Bitcoin. Over the past few weeks, this has dropped significantly, and therefore, Michael Saylor was not able to buy more Bitcoin with this product. If you scroll down here, you'll notice that he basically bought 0 Bitcoin over this past 2-week period with this product, of course. However, previously, when his product was above $100, it allowed him to buy billions and billions worth of Bitcoin. So could we see another buying week from Michael Saylor?
So as soon as this goes up, I mean, like, remember when I said, you know, if Michael Saylor buys a lot of Bitcoin, right? So this is what initially caused this pump. And everyone did follow, even though he's not been buying any for a bit. right? Everyone has been pumping into Bitcoin. A lot of spot buyers. So it's really shifted market sentiment at the right time as well. He knows the power he holds. So yeah, you know, 84K is very possible.
Taylor. This on top of the fact that we have March JOLTS job opening data on Tuesday. We also have the April ISM non-manufacturing PMI data on Tuesday with the April ADP non-farm employment data on Wednesday, and of course the jobs report on Friday. This is a pretty big week because we also have 11 Fed speakers and around 20% of the S&P 500 companies will report their earnings. I think that we're going to see tons of volatility, and I think that this is going to be a decisive week for Bitcoin. I know in my videos sometimes I say this is going to be a major week, but it really feels like we're at an inflection point in this bear market. Can Bitcoin hold above $80,000 and pop towards the mid 80K zone, tapping into this 200-day moving average, or are we going to project from around here after sweeping that liquidity up to 80K? Only time will tell. Now, if you want to know how I'm personally trading the market, remember you do have the first link in my description down below. If you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll be able to join my private group where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis outside of my YouTube content. Whenever I come on the YouTube channel, you see me with trades open, but these trades are shared within my community. It is indeed free. The only requirement is that you sign up with one of the affiliate exchanges down below. I would typically recommend Lufin. It's my go-to exchange, and you can earn up to $50,000.
Yeah, I just wanted them to like plug his stuff. You know, we did just watch like the entire video. But yeah, the
In
guy's
withdrawable bonuses, but
the guy's really good. You gotta deposit like $500 into his thing. He does have more stuff. You know, some crazier things. But I do recommend you guys watch him on your own. But yeah, that's pretty much it from you guys. In summary, oh, it's a tough one, right? Right now, everyone is kind of 50-50, and you know, there's a lot of people that are very bullish, a lot of people that are bearish, and I see why. But you know, the facts don't lie, right? If we look back on the liquidation map one more time, right, you'll see, right, although this chart is, you know, showing there's a lot of liquidity on this side, right, not too much on this side. If you look closer, right, which is, you know, technically looking at the 1 day, not that close, but you'll see like that there's a big amount of liquidity closer to the price right now than there is lower. So yeah, I can expect us to go up as well, right? It's not you know, unforeseeable. But look at this. This is a 1 day as well, but even, guys. So who knows? Definitely not a good time to place any bets, guys. Definitely not a time to try to hit any trades. But unless you're trying to hit some low leverage, definitely think about it, because it's very possible that we could be. No. We're definitely going up this year. By the way, there's no chance we're not going up this year. Regardless of what you think, right? If you guys just buy Bitcoin right now, that's fine, right? You are gonna make money either way, right? It's just depending on how much you want to allocate, how much you're willing to risk, and how much you're willing to gain, right? Personally, I'm not gonna enter a long right now just because we're at the top of the range, right? If we were to go down, and I'm gonna enter with like a lot of leverage, I'm gonna get liquidated. Plus, I risk too much to gain not as much as I'd want. So that's not how I play things. Keep your risk to reward good, and your strategy on key, right? Yeah, that's been it for me, guys. Mycelink, you know, that's the thing. I'm gonna give it over to Mateus. Wait, no, Mateus. I don't know if you I don't think you wanted to do anything, did you? I don't think so. But yeah. Any questions, guys? Does anyone have any questions? Anyone want me to go over anything? I think Ninja's. I don't know if Ninja's even still here, but I think he's I think he's listening, but you know, he's busy. But if anyone's got anything to ask, feel free.
No, I'm here. I'm locked in, G. I'm locked in. I'm here.
Hey, there you go. Well, we're both here to answer some questions if you guys want. No? Alright.
Nah, I'm good, bro.
Alright, no worries. Right then. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. That's been me, Cryzo. Ninja, do you wanna say anything? Oh guys. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
They don't got any questions.
No, they just said they don't got any questions, bro.
Do you have any trades open right now, Pryzo? Sorry, I missed a bit of this because I was doing something. I was just looking in the kitchen. But
Do I have
did
any
you have
trades?
did you go through your trades before?
Right now, right, I'm not gonna go through my trades right now just because like, a lot of them are just pretty much like leftover trades from the past, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's no
Okay.
high conviction trades right now, to be honest. To enter a trade right now is not a good idea. Is what I've been trying to say, like,
Mm.
first thing. Just wait,
Right, so you just watch
wait.
the market.
Yeah,
Nothing.
pretty much like you can't enter a long right now just because there's not enough. Well, there's too much risk. You know what I mean? We've already gone up, right? There was a chance to go to enter a trade around 65K, right? That's when we were like, okay, this is an opportunity, but unless you were gonna enter one in low leverage, right? Like Ninja was saying before, you could definitely enter Pengu on low leverage, and if it does go down, just add more money, right? Like say you set like a $250 like budget, right? You first entered with say $50, right? Right now $50 on 3x, right? You times 50 down 3, that's 150, right? And
50.
Pengu's gonna do 4x, right? So you do 150 times 4, that's 7 ton. Wait, no, 6 ton, right? So you're making 600 regardless. If you go down, right? You just add more. You can even add another 50, and that's gonna, put your liquidation price even lower, right? You keep doing that. If you run out of liquidity, bro, it's up to you. You take the loss. You do your thing, but you do the calculations with your liquidation price and stuff like that, um, and you see if it's a safe trade or not. But either way, a 3x trade is pretty safe at the moment, right? Like in terms of say it was Pengu, I'll show you. Um, right. So you do the price right now divided by 3, right, and then that number is how low you can go, right? Like how much lower you can go. So 0.0097 is what 323 or something. Right. So you can go down to like 0.00654. Yeah, 0.006. Yeah.
Before it wipes you out, obviously at 3x.
Yeah, exactly. So you just wanna be careful, right? Be checking that Pengu price. If it does go lower, you'd want to be willing to add in, but be careful where you're adding in. If it keeps going down, you've just wasted a chance to re-enter, right? So but obviously don't let it go too low, so you're gonna get liquidated.
Okay. So you say Pengu's what would be potentially a safer trade right now?
Pengu, yeah, to be honest, I think Pengu is a great trade always. Especially right now, it looks like it's kind of at a dip, right? Price action kind of bearish, but it's just come back from the being at the bottom of the hourly RSI, right? So it's technically meant to be on an uptrend, right? So it's a possible entry right now. You know what I mean? On Pengu, yeah, for sure. If you wanted to enter 3x, go ahead, right? Wait till it goes down to, if it were to go down, right? Try enter maybe 0.0084, and then your next target would maybe be like, even lower. But yeah, it's been a strategy for a long time to just DCA, right? Pick your range, and then but understand the lower it goes and the more you've put in, the more you're gonna have to put in later on to further lower your liquidation price, right? So maybe you want to start off with less capital. You know what I mean? $10, $20, right? If you think you're gonna be adding in a lot more times, right? Yeah, just be careful. Leverage is dangerous. And to be honest, we're at a good place. Like, I tried to do this time ago, like a year or so ago, but we were like at 0.018 or something. So it was crazy. Like, I had no idea we were gonna go this low, right? But this is a good price. So yeah, guys. Right. I'm gonna end the stream here. I think it's been a good stream. We talked about some great things.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys, yeah.